When winter sets in and it really turns cold, I think of the folks from the days of old. They must have been resilient and hardy when the temperature dipped down past -40. In a soddy, a dugout or little log house, they lived off canned meat of the deer and the grouse. When the roads drifted in and they just couldn't leave for the desperate supplies that they had to retrieve. In the 30s at times, there just was no hay, so they stored up the thistles for the winter, they say. Milking cows at a dress, my wife's poor grandmother. Underneath were the long johns she borrowed from brother. My aunt was just wee, but she sure does remember that old cold farmhouse when it would get into December. Jars of hot water at the foot of your bed and an old cowhide to cover your head, and you made damn sure you were the last one in line for the warm outhouse seat come morning time. And how that old wind would blow snow through the cracks. You tied a rope to the barn 'cause it covered your tracks. Ed told me at night when it was clear and cold, you could hear sleigh bells ringing on up the road. The neighbors would come for some cards and a shot, and the drink was home brew more often than not. You didn't miss curling, my Aunt Verna said. Parked the team at the livery where they would get fed, and after the game it was time to head back, get under a blanket and pitch in the slack. When the cutter would stop, you'd be at your door, ready for fire and froze to the core. Pepe had the store and he served those around. In 30 below he could be found. Black team hitched on up and gone for the mail. He'd bring back the goods that he had for sale. And he didn't stay home, though it was hard to get through. He went and came back 'cause folks needed him to. They chopped water holes, hauled cart loads of wood, sold cream to buy groceries. They did what they could. Froze fingers and toes to carve out this land, to make their own place and have their own brand. And some didn't make it, they fell to the cold. Don't forget those tough folks, let their story be told. God bless the horses, the men and the women, for all that they did and all that they've given, to tame this tough country for those that's here now. Though it didn't come easy, they did it somehow. When it hits -40 in this world's modern day, don't pity yourself, think what our ancestors would say. The Wi-Fi won't work, or the new diesel truck, and you think that you're having such terrible luck. Think of the folks from days of old, when winter sets in and it really turns cold.